Hello, everybody. It's Tom Daly from Focus Insights Group. Happy Thursday to you all. I am really jazzed. We're doing a little bit of a kickoff here on some video play. It's going to be short, but you're going to find it super entertaining. Really excited to start off this whole series with a great friend of mine and former client. We've done a lot of stuff together and an extraordinary business. And it's my pleasure to introduce you all to the CEO and founder of TransMedCare, Mr. Andrew Brainard. Andrew, welcome.
Yes. Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Tom, you do amazing work on the back end. You're always helping customers and clients do a better job on their sales. You consult them in a way that, is meaningful, not just number wise, but it touches customers, the end deal as far as like how they feel. So Tom, you do an amazing job. I'm happy to be here.
Well, thanks. I mean, it makes it easy too. And I think the thing that really helps me is I just love the entrepreneurial spirit. That's who we are, right? And amazing things happen, things that almost shouldn't happen, right? Entrepreneurs are just incredible, incredibly resourceful people, and you embody that. And the other part of it is amazing ways to help people really get out of difficult scenarios and creating businesses around it. When we first met, I didn't even know that your industry was a thing. And so I was like, wow, that's incredible. And the more that I've gotten to know your business, I thought that the business was like, wow, what a godsend. But more importantly, you and your team, how you've built it, the passion behind it, the value proposition, and just the amazing way you take care of clients just blows my mind. And I'd love to get into that a little bit today, maybe ask you some questions about how you got into it, what's unique about it, and just kind of how you do it, if that's cool to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, of course. So you're always trying to promote the businesses that you work with and get them to the next level on how they can serve the customers the correct way. And that's what we're doing today. So hats off to you, Tom, always you always care about your clients. It's not like you're taking their money and you're like, oh, I'll present you this, blah, 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 blah. You actually care and you actually put in a lot of work. And I mean, you hit me up on the weekend and I'm like, Tom, just give me a break, please.
Well, it's awesome, but you guys make it easy. It's really fun and really getting people there. And honestly, as a resident of Central Florida and watching your business grow and all the people you employ, I mean, that's what it's all about. So it's just really fun. So I love that we're kind of aligned in yes, we want to always make good living and we want to employ a lot of people and grow. But at the end of the day, we really want to help a lot of people that are in a tough spot. And that's exactly what your company does. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious for the crowd here. Could you maybe kind of talk about, it's kind of a wild business that I wouldn't even think of. How did you kind of get into this and how did it all start for you?
So for me, it started over 20 years ago. I just got introduced to it by a roommate who owned a non-emergency transportation company. Like he was trying to do his own thing. His parents did real estate and he was like, well, I want to do my own thing. Let me do this. But he wasn't that successful. It required a lot of time, a lot of marketing. And that's where I stepped in. And I wasn't the best. I wasn't the greatest. I had a nighttime job where I DJ'd. So during the day, I had time to help him market his business. I had time to help him with driving patients where they needed to go. Wow. And that's what I did. I helped him with the marketing. I helped talk to the case managers or the hospice individuals who needed to understand that the business existed. And that's where I started. And then it just grew from there. I moved to North Carolina for a year to try to help open up a local transport had joined on to help out growing their business throughout the country. And I moved to North Carolina for a year to try to help them with that. And that's when I realized that it requires a lot more than just money behind trying to create a business when it comes to non-emergency transportation.
Yeah.
You have to care. You have to articulate all of the things that you're talking about as a whole with a business.
Yep.
Tom, everyone is dealing with local, right? So the 95% of the business is dealing with pick up someone from being discharged from the hospital, bring them back to the nursing home that they live in. Yeah. It's cheaper to hire a non-emergency transportation company to move them as opposed to an ambulance to move them back to where they need to go.
Hey, that's a great point. I think I made a mistake too in the beginning. For the good people that are watching today, I don't think I even asked you to define what non-emergency medical transport is, because people didn't know. I know I didn't know. Could you maybe kind of give a snapshot of that and then continue kind of your explanation? Because I don't think everybody knows that it's out there.
Yeah, so that's the main stake of things for non-emergency transportation. It's local stuff. You have grandma who went into the hospital and she got discharged. Now she needs to get moved back to her living facility, but you don't want to do an ambulance because maybe she's in a wheelchair or maybe she has limited mobility where she needs a stretcher. Those are the local aspects of what non-emergency transportation provides and what the industry as a whole provides for 90% of the customers. What we provide is a concierge service for individuals who need transportation because they are limited mobility and they can't fly on a plane, but they need to get back to where they need to go, or they're timed out on the house that they own and now they need to be looked after. That's where we step in. So we provide a service that is very, it's limo service, basically. You're not just getting a van that picks you up and drops you off where you got to go. It's RV style type transport. So you need to move someone from Florida to New York, you're going to get the absolute best service with us because you're going to get a 6-inch memory foam mattress. You're going to have family members that can ride with. You're going to have family members, pets. All of these things exist.
I know. And I was going to mention too, I remember when I was kind of asking you about what is the experience like? And you were like, well, we have zillions of photos to show you. And as I went through it, it was so cool because I know you have 2 drivers that are capable. So you don't even have to stop the vehicle, which is amazing. And there's an onboard nurse. And so they can attend to any issue that might come up. But it was so cool to go through the videos and pictures, because I saw family members that were bidding them a good journey. And then family members on the other end welcomed them. It was happy. I saw the vans, I shouldn't say vans, the ambulances set up, decorated for Christmas, all kinds of fun things, little tchotchkes and things that they had done to make the patient feel like super welcome for the journey. I just thought it was cool. And nobody sees that. And I'm thinking if you're in a fragile medical state, it's those little things that really make the difference. I could be wrong, but it sure seemed that way to me.
And it is. And to just talk about it, this is the part where I always get emotional when I talk about these parts because, it's important to me is the individuals who we're picking up from any home, doesn't matter where. And they're like, can I please just visit the ocean? Can I visit the lake? Just one more time.
That's incredible, man. I mean, you
This
think about
the emotional part.
I know those are the emotional moments. That's what makes us human. And that's kind of the dream of many entrepreneurs that you're executing, right? You actually have a business that you love and you grow and it's all that wonderful stuff, but you truly feel it in your heart emotionally that you want to transfer that benefit to folks who wouldn't necessarily have an opportunity at. I mean, that's huge. It's the real it's the panacea of business, right? We ought to have a good business that's healthy and growing and all that, of course. And that's a lot of hard work.
Charge them, make more money, make more money, make more money.
But if you're really helping people get what they really need, increasing the level of their lives, the quality of their lives, I just think it's so cool. I mean, it's just that's why it's fun to work together. And just the fact that you are so emotionally tied to it just speaks a lot to you as a leader and an entrepreneur. It's pretty amazing.
And that's what's important to me. That's what I pass on to my contractors who work for me, the individuals who actually do the trips. We're a company of 50 people. 30 of them are contractors who work for the company, make sure that the customers get where they need to go safely, happily, all of those things. And, so I instill that factor into them. I explain to them these types of scenarios that can happen. And I want them to also grant them that experience, should it be somewhere else that I didn't do it when I was on the road. So if you're leaving Alabama and it's like, can I stop by this cemetery or this whatever, it doesn't matter to me.
That's so cool.
How do we make your final journey matter to you?
Wow. That is so cool. I think this was going to be our first kickoff, and I'm just amazed. So that was just a teaser, I think, for the audience. We're going to be doing these on a pretty regular basis, folks, on different topics and different areas of TransMedCare. It's a really cool industry, and really just kind of, I think the most important thing, we're helping TransMedCare, but really what Andrew and I would like to accomplish is to spread the word out there that this is viable, it's available. Even if you don't use us, look into what that operation is, and don't look at just trying to save money or put somebody who's in a medical fragile state, try to put them on an airplane. Never want to do that. If you're in a fragile medical state, do it the right way. You'll never be sorry. So I think it's exciting where we're just a teaser here, but I want to say, Andrew, how do people find out more about TransMedCare? How can they reach out to somebody in your organization to find out more about it before our next video?
So they can always call the 800 number. So it's 888-984-3722. That's the number to call to get a quote. You're going to talk to 3 of the salespeople who are family or friends, and they are going to treat you just like I would. You are family or friends. When you call, you're going to get that experience, because that's what I instill in everyone. Treat everyone as family or friends. So you call that number, 888-987-3722. You're going to get a salesperson who isn't just going to give you a quote. They're going to answer all your questions. Whether you go with us or not, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you get the service you need.
Yeah.
And then the email is comfort@trans-medcare.com. And that's the email that you can send your quote to or questions that you might have for transport, and we're happy to help you.
Yeah, that's awesome. You brought up your awesome call center team, and they are amazing. It's really fun to talk to them because they are not only transactional, giving you all the information you need, they care. They really, really care. And they're really, really awesome. I love the feedback that they get. The other thing I wanted to mention is, too, if they needed to reach out to you, I know you and I are both active on LinkedIn, and a great source is certainly individuals call us all the time, but we know that there are companies out there, nursing centers, hospice, all kinds of large organizations that also don't know that this service exists or how it is. So I think it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for people to reach out to you directly on LinkedIn if they're in that field and want to know more.
Yes. If you're a case manager or you are a director at a hospital and you are running a large department, as far as when it comes to long distance, I know that you probably are working with a company already when it comes to local stuff, whether it's the ambulance company or a local company that deals with the local stuff, keep us in mind for the long distance. I know that that's a scenario that doesn't come up very often, but it is something that you have to deal with, and you are doing the same thing as everyone else. You're just Googling it. And I'd love to be your partner on providing that type of transport to solve the problems that you come about when it comes to long distance non-emergency transportation. Getting someone from any state, Tennessee to New Jersey, happy to be your partner.
Awesome, man. I'm glad you reached out to that. So folks, individuals, if you have a friend or a family, a lot of our business comes from referrals, which is fabulous. Let's reach out directly to TransMedCare. But yeah, again, any of your providers, other healthcare providers in different ways, we can probably provide a service to help you continue to really elevate your care for your client too. So reach out to Andrew directly. This has been fun, a great kickoff. There's more to come, folks. We're going to have more of these episodes, whatever else. Andrew, anything else you want to add before we sign off here?
I just want to say that, I'm like everyone else. I started from nothing and built this up to what it is today, but I built it based on caring about the patients. And that's always what my plan is, and what I express when I talk to anyone, whether they're regular employees or they're contractors. Care about your customers. And if you don't have a future here, because we care about people. And that's the only way that the industry as a whole needs to move forward. It needs to care about people. And that's everything, whether it's a regular doctor's appointment, it's rehab.
No substitute for empathy and client care. It takes people. AI will never replace that.
No, it never will. It never will. Exactly.
Man, it's awesome. Andrew, I can't thank you enough. Folks, you can see why Andrew is one of my favorite entrepreneurs out there. Unbelievable service. If he can be assistance, please reach out to him. All of your other potential partners, reach out to him as well. More to come. We're going to have more episodes for you coming soon. So enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Tom Daly from Focus Insights and Andrew Brainard
from TransMedCare. Thanks for having me on, Tom. Have a great day.
You bet. Bye, folks. Have a great day.
Bye.